Sousa Show. Sports, Game Jam.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
We are back. It's the Pete Sousa Show. We are live in the studio here at the Alico building. Scotty is not impressed with how I look this morning, so he made me awfully small. Now we're big again. All right. By the way, we got some new cameras we're rocking in here today. I think it already looks better, Scotty. It's really good.
Good job, Ben.
Ben is in the house. Ben. So Ben's in here. We got the high-tech cameras. We got the beautiful lighting, and we got Scotty Swingler. That's really all you need. And then I parachute in here like about 4 minutes ago. We are ready to rock. Talk about March Madness. We're going to talk a lot about the NBA. I'm back from Southern California. College basketball season is over. I got back yesterday. I'm gassed. But it's good to be back, man. I got home yesterday, Scotty, and I just was like a little cat. I was in and out of sleep for like 4 hours yesterday afternoon. I had to do some work yesterday for that Big 12 show. And then it was just like, I've just been catching up. So It's great to be back, but I did watch all the games last night. I was up late watching Texas Tech. Unbelievable comeback. Unbelievable for Grant McCaslin and his squad. Earlier this morning, Isaiah Hawkins already sharing that late in the game, they're down 16 in the second half. 16 points. And by the way, if you care at all about the Big 12, you'd already seen BYU get bombed. And it was very clear that Duke was taking care of business against Arizona. Although, man, I don't know if you guys watched that game at all last night. The officials were so, did you watch that game, Scotty? The Duke game?
No, I didn't.
The officiating. Look.
I feel like this is the third game in a row where Duke has just absolutely demolished somebody, and we're blaming the officials.
Okay, now that's a good point. The officials don't matter. They
matter, but they don't matter that much when you're winning by. Last night was their closest game yet, and they still won by what, 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it should have been by more. It was convincing.
Okay. Yeah,
but there were a couple plays down the stretch where it was very clear, I don't know, Duke just gets a lot of calls. They do. And look, they're not I definitely see a Kansas City Chiefs narrative developing here. That's what it reminded me of. People always want something to complain about, and now it'll help them with complaints against Duke, everybody just feels screwed when they're playing Duke. And I can tell you, when I was out there doing a game for Stanford and one of their assistant coaches, it was when Duke was playing Baylor. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was during a shoot around for a Sunday night game. This is just a week ago. And one of their assistant coaches saunters over to where I'm watching the game on my laptop. And he's like, how about Duke? I was like, yeah, they're really, they're taking care of business against Baylor right now. And this is Stanford, an ACC team that had played Duke. And I don't want to say the guy's name, but he was just like, you see the fouls? And I was like, yeah, they just mentioned that 17 fouls shot in the first half by Duke is the most all season by a first half opponent of Baylor's. And the guy's like, yeah, that's nothing new. He's like, they get all the calls. And it's very clear, people are, and these are coaches. This guy's he's not Stephen A. Smith looking to come over and stir up controversy. It's very clear that big time basketball coaches believe that Duke get all the calls too. So that is, and Danny Hurley, when he was walking off the court after UConn lost to Florida, a number 1 seed, right? What did Danny Hurley say? Now, I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't want Florida to be, UConn to be in the national championship conversation, right? Ratings wise. So it's hard to imagine a conspiracy there. But Danny Hurley coming off the court, saying to Baylor as they're getting prepared to take the court in Raleigh, North Carolina, hey, you guys, let me tell you something. I hope you don't get effed like we got effed by these officials. So there is a narrative now that's developing. A lot of smoke, you would say, around Duke and the calls. And I can tell you literally from talking to coaches last week, it's not just us, schmucks like me. It's people that are close to the game. Coaches that are close to the game that are saying this. There was a couple instances where they did this thing. By the way, I got to give credit to some of these young players, because this was a crafty move. They were talking about this hook and pull that guys were doing last night. So you hook a guy, you get control of him, and then you fall down and the guy falls with you, and you basically just totally take him out of the play. Duke did it once to Arizona. Arizona did it to Duke. But Duke was the second guy on Duke did it. The Arizona guy got called for a flagrant, and Duke did not. And that was the big hullabaloo. So either way, Duke wins convincingly. It really seems like they are like a hot knife through butter through the rest of this field, and they are going to be going to the Final Four. But they got one more game left against Alabama, who, by the way, watching them last night, every time you turn around, it was another made three. 25 made three-pointers, an NCAA tournament record. Now, will they make 25 threes against Duke? Probably not. If you could pick, you probably would have wanted to keep that in the bag for Duke. But, because the shooting can come and go, right? Even if you're an elite shooting team, you can have an off night. But Alabama still seems like they got the rest of what they need. Cooper Flagg, obviously, is going to be a really tough guy for them to stop. Now, let's go to Texas Tech. What a game. What a game. Now, the only problem is, and this goes to my Mad Dog Russo side, okay? Remember now, I'm basically on West Coast time. I've spent a week in California. So coming back here, my clock's all screwed up. So I was up till like 1:00 last night, Central Time, watching these games and kind of making notes for today. But people on the East Coast, there's no way they saw that game. The Texas Tech game ended at 1 a.m. on the East Coast. It's crazy. Like who's gonna watch that? I understand it was this was out in San Francisco at Chase where the Warriors play, obviously Western Regional, and that's cool too because Darion Williams, who actually went off down the stretch, he's from Sacramento, so a lot of his family was there. But two things from that game that jumped out at me. Number one, there's Darion Williams at the end. Great job, Scotty. That's not like a shot that NBA scouts look at and they say, man, that's a guy that's going to get 30 a game. That's a dude with know-how and body control, right? That knows how to make big shots. And that was a shot at the end that missed. And there's our guy, Grant McCaslin. Really good friends with Matt Mosley. Grant was my fraternity brother. They were.
Pete, just watch what you're saying there about Grant.
I told Mose this year.
He's a really, really quality friend.
Mosley's one of those guys, by the way. He does a really good job. He's like friends. He's media friends with all of them. Actually, I don't want to get into all that, but he's friends with Grant. Okay. And I told Mosley earlier this year, I thought that Grant was going to win a title. I really do. I still think that. I think that, and I said that on the show, I think he's just got that. He's a different coach. He's a special coach. And I think that there's something special happening with him. So I'm a big fan of Grant McCaslin. And I think that when you watch that game last night, there was something else really special that happened. And it was JT Toppin delivered down the stretch. Now, that's your Big 12 Player of the Year. So it's pretty interesting, too, that they have a double-edged sword all game long. By the way, Darion Williams, I think, had missed 13 of his first 15 shots, but he came through down the stretch, right, when he needed to. Another thing that Toppin was able to do was just cash in on being the Big 12 Player of the Year. If you're, and I felt very good about that for him. Down the stretch, he had two big shots, like in the paint, where it was clearly a play that was drawn up for him, and he came through. Like, and you're the Player of the Year. I was like, wow, how sweet is that? Like here's a guy who everybody is looking at to make a play here, and he was able to make the play. Like that to me is huge. Okay. And he did that. And, he came through in the clutch. Conversely, the last NIT game I had, there's this kid, Yax Lundeborg, who's supposed to be a first-round draft pick. He plays for UAB. And down the stretch, they drew up a couple plays for him to win the game. And he's playing UC Irvine. He's not playing Arkansas in the Sweet 16. And he traveled, which sucks. So he blew that opportunity. He traveled with 3 seconds left. And then Irvine went and tied it. So they went to overtime. And then in overtime, the Lundeborg kid got sent to the free throw line and he missed the front end of a 1-on-1. And to me, I was like, man, that sucks. Like, yeah, sure, this guy's not going to, he'll still make the NBA. But I think it also tells you a little bit about somebody's DNA. And moments like that can help develop that clutch gene. Like we can go all the way back to 1982. Like you could say the most critical moment of Michael Jordan's career was making that jump shot in the NCAA championship against North Carolina at the Superdome in New Orleans in 1982. Like that cemented his status as a legend in college basketball history right there and then. But I think for his career that he was building at the time, like those moments are huge. That confidence factor is huge. And it's something that if you can combine that with hard work, and the hard work will breed confidence, right? It's like anything in life. Like the harder you work at something, you're going to be confident about your ability to do it. So if you can build on big shots you've made and moments that fill you with self-esteem and combine that with hard work, athleticism, and MF or attitude, like that's what we saw with Michael Jordan. But a big part of that is building the confidence during the experiences. What's Bear the Truth saying, Scotty? I see he's got a question. Does he have a question up there? Or sometimes he just likes.
Well, as soon as we started, he said, "You've never looked better, Pete." It's got to be the Rosa Parks shirt.
That's a great shirt.
And then I think when we were discussing officials, hasn't really affected the outcomes as of yet, but it does take the opponents out of the game early. And I don't know that I agree with that either, frankly. I love you, bro, but I think Duke is just very good.
You don't think they're getting any of the calls?
I
mean, I go back to that coach from Stanford saying something to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't their head coach.
I'm
by
not
the
going to
way.
dismiss what other coaches are saying.
Yeah, but you can dismiss what I say. That's fair.
But I have not yet thought any call has determined. Like Baylor, for instance, was hosed when Norchad O'Meara left the game.
Yeah.
With 3 fouls in that first half.
Yeah.
But none of those 3 fouls were bad calls.
Yeah.
Like those were fouls. Like,
Yeah.
I just, and I know the free throw disparity was wild in that game, but there was not one call ever where I was like, what are we doing? I was just like, ooh, that sucks. Like, that sucks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I
struggle with it.
No, I can see that. And again, Duke is.
And you have to understand my general disposition is blaming the refs is like the last option. And there are a couple games where it's appropriate.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm like, yeah, games aren't won or lost on the officials.
It's hard because when you watch some of these games, like I was watching a game last night, and if I'm an Arkansas fan, I'm waking up this morning and I'm complaining because there was one play late where Darian Williams there was a scrum for the basketball. And he basically put on an Oscar-winning performance. Like he did one of those deals where he just went like that as the whistle was being blown, and it looked as though he was being fouled at the same time. So he shot 2 free throws when it could have very easily been a jump ball. And in a sequence like that was like, the very end of either regulation or overtime. So it was a huge play. But those are just kind of toss-ups. You know what I mean? Like that could happen.
Yeah, and if I were an Arkansas fan, I'd say, man, we had a double-digit lead and blew it. Like that's why you lost the game. I'm with you,
Scotty. I appreciate that accountability. All right, we're going to step aside. The Pete Sousa Show will continue. We are presented by Slovacic's, Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, Crawford Austin Properties. We got a baseball guest. We're talking to Nick Pick in the last segment, opening day yesterday. I got to be totally transparent. He's going to catch us up on baseball because I don't know what's happened, but I know I got a lot of questions. And then we're going to talk about Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James, the NBA. Is there anything else to talk about right now? It's almost as though March Madness isn't happening, but it is. And we're going to get back to that too. The Pete Sousa Show, back after this.
Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. With over 20 years of experience, our expert staff, who've dived everywhere from the Galapagos to the Maldives, provides personalized advice to help you find the perfect gear for any underwater journey. Shop leading brands like GoPro, Aqualung, and Scuba Pro. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com. BizChair.com, your one-stop shop for premium commercial furniture that blends quality with affordability. From ergonomic office chairs to durable restaurant seating, we cater to diverse industries including corporate, medical, hospitality, and education. With over 20 years of experience, we offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high-traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at BizChair.com to transform your business. Level up your game with Corsair, the global leader in high-performance gear for gamers, content creators, and PC enthusiasts. From award-winning PC components to premium streaming equipment, smart lighting, and esports coaching services, Corsair delivers an ecosystem designed for peak performance. Whether you're a casual gamer or a pro, alleviate your setup with Corsair. Shop now at Corsair.com. That's Corsair.com. Corsair. At Mitzi, we believe the right light can transform any space. Born from a third-generation lighting family, we craft beautifully designed, premium lighting that's made to be affordable. Inspired by Grandma Mitzi's eclectic style, we're on a mission to make high-quality lighting accessible to all. Whether you're updating your space or adding a unique fixture, Mitzi has the perfect design for you. Beautiful, well-made lighting without the high price tag. Discover your perfect light at Mitzi.com. That's MITZI.com. Mitzi. Founded in 1910, Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Made to the highest standards, our products won't let you down. We give you the confidence to get out there and explore. Inspired by the past, devoted to the present, and built to inspire a multi-generational future, Samsonite is here to elevate your journey. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. Samsonite. The grinder mentality that Randy and Brent Habert built into 44 Pro runs deep within our team. Every member shares a passion for the craft, the game, and most importantly, the player. When you step onto the field with a 44 Pro custom glove, you'll feel the difference. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro. At Angel Bliss, we believe every parent's journey is a beautiful adventure. Our mission is to make it joyful and stress-free with thoughtful, safe, and innovative products. Born from a love for family, we promise peace of mind for parents and comfort for babies. From playtime to bedtime, every Angel Bliss product is designed with care, reliability, and a style to nurture the special bond between parent and child. Angel Bliss, creating happy memories, one baby at a time. Visit us at angelbliss.us. Angel Bliss. Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's golfpartnerusa.com. Golf Partner.
Since 2003, Bluehost has been empowering people to harness their brands online with innovative web hosting solutions. Trusted by over 2 million users, we're the longest-running WordPress.org recommended host. With Bluehost, you get a safer, better web experience, supported by the world's most popular site builder, and backed by our commitment to open source projects. Visit Bluehost.com today and take your website to the next level.
Friday afternoon, we are back here in Waco. We got beautiful new cameras here. We're testing out new shots. Ben is in the building. Ben is a Bulls fan. He's happy about last night's huge win. We're going to talk about that in a second. I do have good news right now for Arizona fans. Although you lost last night, you won earlier in the day when Koa Pete made a decision to come to Arizona to play basketball there. The 5-star recruit, was thinking about Baylor, was thinking about going to Houston, was thinking about Arizona State because he's from right out there. I know that just from doing a bunch of Arizona State games this year, they felt like they were so close to landing him. And I think his brother plays football at Arizona State. I know this. How about this for a cool move? So Koa Pete is on his visit to Arizona State. This is the basketball player, a 5-star basketball player, okay? It's during a football weekend. This is when Arizona State's having their great year. Arizona State, whoever they're playing, they're beating them by a lot, okay? Koa Pete's brother is like a backup offensive lineman, right? Or a backup linebacker or something for Arizona State. So this is how cool Kenny Dillingham is, right? The head football coach of Arizona State. He knows that Koa Pete is at the game. He puts his brother in the backfield and gives him a couple carries to really try to drum up the kid's interest, right? So Koa Pete will commit to Arizona State. It didn't work because he's going to Arizona. But I did that Big 12 show yesterday, right when I got in with King McClure, former Baylor star, Big 12 dude, obviously friend of this network here. The Rogue Media Network has a show here. But King and I were talking about how amazing it is that Arizona landed. He's one of the top 10 best prospects in the country. And the Big 12 now has the guy that BYU is paying $7 million. I guess it's what's his last name? DeBansta. Yeah, AJ DeBansta. And there's another young guy whose name escapes me right now, but another going to Kansas. 3 of the best recruits in the country, top 5, are coming to the Big 12. Are coming to play at Kansas. They're coming to play at Arizona, and they're coming to play at BYU. And does Baylor have any huge recruits, Scotty, coming in?
Tunde.
Yeah. Who is that?
Tunde. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not even going to try.
But how good is he?
He's a top 15 prospect.
Okay.
He's a 6'6", different player than VJ, but similar profile, just in 6'6" wing. very athletic. He's a better shooter than VJ coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a highly recruited guy. Baylor probably needs to get one more though.
Who anybody huge like King was over there. He didn't tell me anything, and I wasn't trying to get information, but he spent the day with Baylor like coaches yesterday over at their facility. And he said they were talking, having big time portal conversations. I believe they lean on King a little bit because he's seen so many different guys.
The big guy in the portal that they have targeted, and for about 5 days now, they've said Baylor's the favorite, is Obi Agbum from Wyoming.
Oh yeah.
He's like a 44% 3-point shooter. I think he averaged 18 this past season at Wyoming. Like really, really talented guard that could play off Rob Wright.
Yeah.
So that would be a good get. But yeah, they need like 4 portal guys, in my opinion, because I mean, you didn't expect to lose Asamoah, and you did.
Yeah.
You kind of expected to lose Love, but like you've got nothing coming back.
Well, you got Rob Wright,
except Rob Wright,
and nobody else like of worth.
No other.
Well, what about Celestine?
Oh, good point. Yeah. Okay. So you've got Rob and Celestine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
Celestine's good too.
He is, and then Tunde will be your star. But yeah, you need like 4 other. I mean, we learned this season if you try to have a 6 or 7 man rotation at Baylor,
yeah,
it's trouble. So you need like 4 guys in the portal, and I think you need to land one more big high school kid.
And Josh O's done, right?
We don't know.
Okay, so he could be back too.
Could be, but I would compare it to JTT, and that like even if he does come back, I just don't think you can expect, especially not in one season, the same level of production. I think if he's a body off the bench that's better than Marino, like that's probably your best case scenario for Josh O.
Well, I will tell you, Baylor, I believe, and we talked about earlier this week, what we saw Norchad Omier say post game. I mean, that was making the rounds on social media. I would imagine a lot of folks, recruits and their parents saw that stuff. And Jaden Nunn as well, like coming to Baylor was the best decision they ever made. You come closer to God. You become closer to growing as a man, right? And you grow as a basketball player. I mean, VJ is going to be a top 3 pick. You know, like if VJ expressed the same stuff, I think that's super compelling for recruits.
Can I ask you a question about Baylor? And it kind of ties in with what Bear the Truth just said. So I'm intrigued. He said, do you think one and dones are good for the college game? And frankly, one and dones have been around for so long now. Like it's just part of the college game. Like I'm not sure that I think transfer portal is a more intriguing conversation in this day and age. But I did, when Asamoah entered the portal, I put out a tweet that I was disappointed because he's a guy I wanted to see Scott Drew develop. And I asked on X, and I got a lot of interaction with this post. Scott Drew used to be known for taking project kids out of high school and making them NBA players. Best example is Quincy Ace. He was a 6'7" power forward from Mesquite. By his senior year, he's not only like the best rebounder on the team, but he's nailing threes from the corner. He ends up having a pretty successful NBA career. Pierre Jackson comes out of JUCO, comes to Baylor for 2 years, turns into a G League borderline NBA guy. Corey Jefferson out of Killeen was a local kid who was not highly recruited, comes and plays for Scott Drew for a redshirt season, and then 4 full seasons turns into an NBA guy. Like Torian Prince. People forget. Torian Prince is now a longtime NBA contributor. Like he's a great basketball player. He got to Baylor, was an awkward 6'5" positionless player that nobody wanted. And Scott Drew turned him into a bona fide dog, like an NBA possession wing kind of player. And that's why I lamented. Asamoah was a guy that showed flashes this year, but obviously didn't break into the rotation even when we were shallow. But he's a guy that like I would have loved to see what Scott Drew could have done with him 3 years from now.
I bet Cam knows what's up with him.
And Cam and I swapped messages.
Yeah, because Cam's a Boston guy.
And so's
Asamoah. Lynn Mass.
But I wondered, is that era of college basketball over?
What do you mean, the development of guys?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. See you later.
I know. And I think
go coach in the Ivy League.
I think that's a better
question. That's
question.
over with, man.
I think that's a better question than the one and done question. And I think that's sad because I think like
it is.
I don't mind that Baylor gets one and dones. I don't like Keontae George, Jacoby Walter, DJ. Great. Like let's get them. Let's figure out how to get to a championship again with them.
Yeah.
But I do miss that. Like, dang, a guy like Corey Jefferson could stay local, red shirt, ride the bench for 2 seasons, and then become a star.
Yeah.
because Scott Drew was so good at developing those
Yeah.
guys.
Well, and look at it this way. You can even go from the top. Like, here's a great example. Like Cooper Flagg, right? Okay, everybody's talking about him as right now. Wow. And I heard some comparisons. Like, he's a better version of Keith Van Horn, right? Like, but that's where he is right now. And Keith Van Horn, I'm pretty sure, was a lottery pick. But like, if Cooper Flagg stayed 4 years at Duke, by the time he graduated, we'd be like, this is the next Larry Bird. You know what I mean? Like, like we would get to know him that well. We would see him get better. He would get better. You know, he would be ready to jump in the NBA and play right away and contribute right away. Because it's just like Jalen Daniels with the Commanders, right? Like, he played, like, he started like 55, 60 college football games.
Yeah.
So by the time he got to Washington, he was just tested a little bit more.
Well,
you know.
and that's where this one and done question is good. It's never going to change.
Yeah.
But like, there is something we said for Tim Duncan was stayed in college for a long time. Dwayne Wade, like there are NBA Hall of Famers who certainly benefited from staying in college more than one season.
Yeah.
And so who are the guys? And we'll never know. Actually, I know one. I think a guy named Quincy Miller, who played at Baylor 12 years ago, is one who could have been NBA stars, but it's so easy to jump and make the money and get to the G League and whatever. Like, who really could benefit? Like, we're never going to know.
Well, we can watch mid majors and try to know, but even honestly, the mid majors guys that get developed, they leave.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it was cool doing that UAB game. The kid Lendeborg could have left to go play somewhere else and make more money. He stayed at UAB, and he actually, his draft stock rose. No, he didn't make the money he would have made going somewhere else, but, you know, he showed off some loyalty, and, you know, the guy's going to be a first-round pick probably, so good for him. What's Bear the Truth saying?
He says, do you think Cooper Flagg's game progressed more than VJ this year or about the same? I
didn't watch enough Cooper Flagg.
I was about to say the same. I don't think I watched enough Cooper Flagg. Here's what I think. Their draft positions have not changed.
Yeah.
Like, I think before the season, you would say Cooper Flagg's probably the number one overall pick. VJ's top 4.
Yeah.
That still remains. So I think they both progressed.
Yeah.
But I don't know that either surprised anybody. Like, I don't know that either of them have taken a quantum leap.
Yeah.
I think you saw VJ's shooting get a lot better as the year went on, which is really good for his NBA stock.
And it would have been nicer. It came back a little bit in the Duke game. I think I saw him make a couple big threes. But yeah, he kind of shot up shooting wise, and this goes to the question about development. But then he came back down to earth, right, for the second half. Of the
and
season.
I think what scouts are going to knock VJ for, and we talked about it in here a couple weeks ago, is like about twice a game, you saw him just decide, I'm going to the rim.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to stop me. And most of the time when he decides that, no one can stop him.
Yes.
And NBA scouts are going to ask him, why don't you do that more often?
Yeah.
You know, and there's all sorts of legitimate answers to that question, but they're going to say, like, dude, if you could do that 10 times a game in an NBA game, you're
and that's to your point. Like, those are skills he certainly could develop under Scott Drew, but, you know, he's going to develop them now in front of the entire world, you know, on the NBA level.
Yeah.
All right, let's do ourselves a favor now. Let's switch over to last night's highlights. Let's take a look at Chicago and LA. Okay, now this is the end of the game. First of all, I do want to say one thing to kind of set this up. So all week long, now we're at it's Friday now, but yesterday was Thursday. All week long, we have this. There is like a Zach, you're just in time. Our resident wrestling expert is here, Zach Burke, because this has such a WWE feel. The Stephen A. and LeBron stuff. I mean, I don't think it is made up. It's not like remember the Patrick Mahomes and the John Rocker stuff, right? Patrick Mahomes Sr. We knew right away that was, I did at least, and I think a lot of others did too, that it was like a total kayfabe, right? That's what you call that, Zach, right? Kayfabe. It's like a total routine they're performing. And then ultimately the thing got squashed because it was such a joke. This is not that, but it's close. Both of these guys are looking to drum up some attention. I think also LeBron is like, look, my whole career, and he's got a great point, dude. If you watch, I was watching First Take this morning to kind of craft a little bit of what I was going to say about this. If you watch First Take, I mean, Kendrick Perkins, it's like, and Stephen A too. Stephen A is going to be a success regardless because he really is a force of nature. Back since I was a kid reading him, he was a beat writer for the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, the guy's a real deal journalist, right? But he, I mean, they make a living off talking about LeBron. I mean, it's nuts, but like, it's true. And so, like, you know, far be it for LeBron once in a while to be like, hey, these guys are jokers. Like they are. Like, they just sit there and they talk crap about players who are having trouble or struggling on the court, and then even sometimes we'll take shots at what's going on off the court. And then you saw yesterday the response from Stephen A was just absolutely ridiculous when he brought in the fact that he said, and he was wrong, that LeBron didn't go to Kobe's memorial service in kind of like a retort, I guess, to what LeBron had said about him. So that was just completely ridiculous as far as that was concerned. And then you saw later in the day, Stephen A has to retract and apologize that he said that. I mean, that's a huge screw up, by the way. I thought that was like almost like a little too forgiving a little too fast, and I'm all about forgiveness and stuff, but I was like, wow, Stephen A, good job for owning it right away, but that's a pretty big screw up. And then this morning, on the heels of this, Scotty, let's run. This is the Lakers game last night. This is the most thrilling end to any basketball season I've seen in years, okay? And this is real. There's no WWE here. Let's go.
12 seconds left. Bulls have to hurry. Get it into Vucevic. Quick pass to Williams. Big shot for three. Good. 2-point game. 9.8 left. Oh, loose ball. Diddy. The steal. Right for the lead. Yeah!
Big time plays make big time plays. Kobe, wait. Sub-Zero. Bang, bang, bang.
What a wild. Doncic took the final shot before that. Here's Reeves. Reeves straight to the cup. Lays it in to take the lead. Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddy for the win. Go!
Oh my God! I cannot believe this. Elizabeth, I'm coming, baby. Oh, Lord. Unbelievable.
Okay, now one more thing. Can you go? I want to do this now. Can you go to the end of that clip and just get? I think that's Stacey King who's calling the game with Adam Amin. Stacey King is losing his forever love and mind. I swear, I think at the end he's saying, "Elizabeth, I'm coming home, baby." Oh Lord, that is what I got from that. Can you play that again, Scotty? Even if you have to play the whole thing.
My God! I cannot believe this. Elizabeth, I'm coming, baby. Oh, Lord. Unbelievable.
They saying, "Elizabeth, I'm coming, baby." Oh Lord.
That's what I heard also. Yes.
What the what? Like, what is that?
That was from Sanford and Son, wasn't it? When he was always the big one. That he was having a heart attack. He said, "Oh, I'm coming, Elizabeth." Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Zach Burke. Thank you. I mean, I so appreciate the context. I literally was going to Google Elizabeth, I'm coming, baby. Oh Lord. But that's what that's from. The Red Fox, Sanford and Son. Oh, Zach. I mean, that was like, I was losing sleep about that. I was like, am I hearing that? Am I going out of my mind? Let's play that one more time. That ending part. Unbelievable. Great job, Zach. I was like, I think I'm hearing
2 seconds left. Giddy for the win. Go!
Oh, my God! I cannot believe this. Elizabeth, I'm coming, baby. Oh, Lord.
That's great. All right, so here's the wrap up on that because we got Nick Pick waiting in the wings. It's been a lot of fun today so far. So I think that all the hocus pocus, right, that we drum up, or that anybody on social media drums up. You know, I think the biggest difference today with the coverage of the NBA, which I think LeBron has an issue with that, or he says it feels like it's changed a little bit. That they're being harder on players today, on and off the floor. I would say that's not true at all. Every single player before LeBron that was a superstar has been covered in the same exact way. I mean, sometimes there is preferential treatment because you're a star and somebody wants to remain close to a star, so they're not going to write scathing pieces about them. But there's enough journalists, past and present, that have taken care of that and have written the tough pieces about Julius Erving, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. Like, there's all been journalists who have covered those guys and given them very little grace at times, right? The problem is now, and it's the freaking truth, it's the goddamn phones, and it's the clips, and it's the reels on social media. And I have news for you. It's not just you that's watching this, right? It's everybody. Like, traveling a lot this basketball season, you're privy to what people are doing on their phones. I'm not like a weird stalker, but like somebody sitting next to you, the flight's delayed, you look in front of you, you look to your left. I mean, grown-ass men like myself are constantly just scrolling through their phones like idiots, watching reel after reel after reel after reel. We are polluting our minds with this stuff. And NBA players are doing the same thing. They're scrolling through their phones and they're seeing these hot takes for 20 seconds that, you know, they follow you wherever you go. You know, like when I was a kid, if Phil Jasner wrote a piece about Charles Barkley where one day he decided to rip him because he threw another grown man through a glass window at a bar room during a brawl, like that was like, if you wanted to put down the table or put down the newspaper or put down the remote control, like you weren't going to see that. But like now it's everywhere we go, dude. And I think that like, you almost feel like if you're LeBron, I would imagine like you're being stalked by these guys. And it's just a different world. Like I almost want to come to Stephen A's defense and say like, there's a different method in which we get our news today. And, you know, Stephen A. Smith it's probably a little bit more English on it, right? And a little bit extra, but he's doing the same thing the columnists did every day at the New York Post and the New York Daily News that they're still doing, except for these are news columns come to life. And they go ahead and they morph into these clips and then they go everywhere. And then LeBron, every time he wants to pick up his phone and look at it, he's hearing about it or his buddies are sending it to him or whatever. Like that's kind of how it happens. So I don't know how much differently the news is being, or the sport is being covered. I do know when it's on the floor at its best, that's what we get last night. And by the way, everybody, it's okay. LeBron did that pass he threw was lazy. And Stephen A was very quick to acknowledge that on First Take this morning. All right, we're going to come back with Nick Pick. Baseball season has begun. Nick is ready to go. We will step aside. The Pete Sousa Show presented by Savachic's back after this.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. We put every machine through 6,000 rigorous tests to guarantee long-lasting performance. With cutting-edge technology and a commitment to energy efficiency, Gevi makes your life easier, greener, and more convenient. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more. That's gevi.com. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Combine that with OrganicHemp.com's top quality CBD for ultimate balance. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and OrganicHemp.com. Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Calling all Marvel fans, get Marvel Unlimited and unlock over 30,000 comics featuring your favorite heroes and iconic stories, all available to read anytime, anywhere. Whether you're into classic tales or the latest adventures, there's something for everyone. Don't miss out. Head to marvel.com/unlimited today and start your Marvel journey now.
And now, back to our show.
All right, the Pete Sousa Show is back, and so is Nicky Picked. There he is.
What's up, brother? What's up?
Man, you look good, bud.
What do you think, huh? This is a Silvestri encouraged, Silvestri approved here.
Oh, so that's Shelly that did that for you.
Yeah, no. It's my out of TV news attempt at a beard, I guess.
I think you look good.
Thank you. It's getting
How
rave
does this new
reviews, I
shot
will
look?
say.
We got like a new camera in here.
I like it.
Really?
The light on you. I mean, you don't look a day over 30.
That's the point, buddy.
You look great, partner.
Hey, Scotty, can you turn him up a little bit? Turn Nick's volume up. Nick, talk to me now.
Nick is here on the show.
There you go.
Do I need,
Nick,
do I need
sound
to
good.
raise my voice?
Okay,
I
so
can.
what is the most exciting thing about this baseball season?
Oh, dude, the most exciting thing?
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple. It's got to include the three biggest. It's the Mets, the Yankees, and the Dodgers. Are the Dodgers a giant juggernaut that we think they all are? How are the Yankees going to rebound from the Soto departure? And then what is Soto going to do for the Mets? It's got to be the big three right there.
It's pretty. I mean, those are pretty juicy three to get you started with.
Dude, unless you're going to really get in the weeds with me about like the NL Central, then like that's the high level. That's the 30,000 feet. This is your captain speaking.
Anything from opening day that grabbed you? Anything like, baseball is starting.
Yes.
I will say they do a pretty good job from like a PR perspective among all the BS that was going on yesterday. LeBron and Stephen A. Smith, March Madness.
God, dude. You got to be kidding me with that.
Good play on the floor in the NBA. A lot of people are talking about Major League Baseball and opening day.
Yeah, it's a weird thing over here too, because I'm in the middle of the country. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and we had two things going on yesterday. I mean, I stayed up way too late. Let me start with that to say that I watched the Texas Tech every second of the Texas Tech Arkansas
You did,
game.
yeah, me too,
dude. It was like 1:15. My eyelids were looking juicy, but I watched every minute of that. So we were in a weird spot because people are like rooting for Cal to fail here.
Really?
You know what I mean? Because like of all the UK stuff, yeah. And between the Louisville fans and also the UK fans who are just over, with everything that happened over there. But then Cincinnati does opening day pretty unmatched, and we have a lot of Reds fans here. So it was kind of a weird dichotomy of like, do we care about March Madness still today, or are we gonna give our undivided attention to the Reds?
What is the Reds vibe like that? Like in I know Louisville, that part of Kentucky closer to Cincinnati, right?
Well, we have the Louisville Bats, which are the Reds AAA affiliate. So for us, it's like you still have some Reds fans, but also a lot of Cardinals fans here because it used to be the Redbirds that were here, that were the AAA affiliate of the Cardinals here in Louisville. So you kind of get a split. But a lot of people, a lot of people root for the Reds here, and it's fun, it's cool. NL Central baseball is a different beast, dude. I mean, I'm with the Gorilla Boys. The Yankees just like hit the piss out of the ball. But rooting for the Reds is like, if they don't win a game, you know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, they give up that game in the ninth inning, and in the NL Central, like that can hurt you. You can come back and be an 83 win team, and you needed 84 to make the playoffs. And it's like, well, if Terry Francona didn't put that one guy in the ninth inning who blew the game against the Giants, I mean, like, are they going to fight for the Giants for the wild card too? Like, all of that means a lot more in the NL Central, I think it does, than in some of the other divisions.
How good is Bobby Witt Jr.?
Dude, awesome. Probably top 5 player in the league.
So why don't we talk about him more?
Because who cares about the Royals, dude?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I like the Royals. I watch a lot of Royals baseball because, like, their ace pitcher's really good, Cole Reagans, and Bobby Witt was on my fantasy team last year. So I was living and dying with Royals ball last year, especially down the stretch in the fantasy playoffs.
Who is the best player in baseball that people aren't talking about enough?
That people aren't talking about enough.
They are not. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Maybe Bobby Witt, man. Maybe Bobby Witt. And I think Ohtani's greatness overshadows how awesome Aaron Judge really is. Aaron Judge is the best hitter we've seen since Bonds/Pujols, like that 01 to 04, like Bonds.
Yeah, but Nick,
Pujols.
didn't he totally choke in the World Series?
No, I mean, not totally choke.
Didn't he get really cold?
Yes, he got cold, But I wouldn't say he choked in the World Series.
Okay,
Yankees blew that shit because they didn't know how to play defense. Because Gleyber Torres can't move left and right. I mean, Garrett Cole didn't want to run to first base. Like
that was a really fun series, though.
There's a myriad of reasons the Yankees lost the World Series that none of which are really Judge's fault.
Yeah.
But to get back to your question, maybe like Gunnar Henderson, maybe Fernando Tatis, maybe Corbin Carroll. A lot of young guys are super, super good. That
I know who Fernando Tatis is.
Gunnar Henderson, then. Do you know Gunnar Henderson?
No.
That's fair. I would say Gunnar Henderson.
Okay. Who's Gunnar Henderson?
He plays shortstop for the Orioles.
Oh, yeah. I have heard of him. Just because, dude, I told myself I was going to get a fantasy team this year.
There he is.
And I do want to get one. But it's too late now, right?
Yes. This will tell you how disgusting I am. Okay. So yesterday after work, my buddy John, I went over to his father-in-law's house. They got a big theater room down the basement. And so we're watching MLB Big Inning. And he and I now, for the past couple years,
you found somebody that likes baseball as much as you, I guess.
That's it, bro. So we're watching MLB Big Inning, and it's the quad box, right? So it's like this right after Devin Williams had tried to blow it for the Yankees, and the Yankees held on to win. So we've got Royals and Guardians and Giants and Reds and whatever. So over the past couple of years, John has co-managed my fantasy team with me because it's just easier that way. And
is this Olivia's dad?
Yeah, it's Olivia's pop.
Yeah, all right.
So we Tuesday, when Alexis Diaz, the closer for the Reds, went on the IL, we picked up one guy in the bullpen, and the commissioner of my league picked up two other guys in their bullpen. And we were talking shit to each other, like, which one of these guys is going to get the saves? Which one of these guys is going to be? And we got, we're monitoring the seventh, we're monitoring the eighth, and then bottom of the eighth inning, they pan to the Reds bullpen. And it's this dude, Ian Jabot, who's just the last man on the roster. Guy took him till Thursday morning to make the big league roster. and Terry Francona throws out Ian Jabot to close this game. And John and I are down in the basement, F-bombing everybody. F-bombing the Reds, Tito, fantasy baseball. Everything sucks. We picked up the wrong guy. What do you know? Ian Jabot, no sooner were we mother effing him, gives up a 3-run, basically game-winning homer to Wilmer Flores to blow the game for the Reds.
No,
Mind you, I also have Reds over 78.5 wins this year. So it was, I don't know, 5:17 Eastern time, and I was already full-blown volcanic eruption.
Yo, you mentioned some of your bets. What are some good bets people can still get down with now? Any long shots that you absolutely love, or anything that just makes so much sense?
I love. I actually, this year was the first year I did this. I took let's just say $20, and I a bunch of $1 bets on player season leaders, like Pete Alonso to lead the league in RBIs. I took for $2 or whatever, and Ellie De La Cruz to lead the league in runs scored. Bobby Witt to lead the league in hits. Things like that are super fun. Yeah. But what I did last year, and I found that this kind of worked, and I'm going to try to do it again this year, and to a certain extent I already have done it, is diversifying some World Series or American League winners. I think the American League is wide open. And so I already have Rays, Sox, and Tigers to win the American League at different prices, a couple bucks on each thing. And it's fade the Yankees, see what you can do. The Central is wide open. The West is, I have Rangers too. And so the West seems open between a couple teams. Central's wide open. You never know. One of these teams the Tigers could be frisky enough to mess around and end up in the ALCS. You know what I mean? And then see what happens from there.
All right. Who's going to win the championship? Who's going to win the World Series when it's all over with?
The Dodgers.
Really?
Yes. And I don't think it's particularly close.
So is there a chance that we'll get a Yankees Dodgers again? And then, because that'll be a lot of fun.
I think the AL playoff race is going to be absolute madness this year. I think we could see anyone from 6 to 7 teams really, really make a push. Yankees, Red Sox, Orioles, Tigers. if the Twins pitching holds up and they don't get hurt all the time, the Twins, the Astros, the Rangers.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Rangers and the Astros because we're in Texas here, and nobody does it like us here in Texas, Nick. All right, just so you know.
Thank you.
Rangers had a rough year last year because they were injured all season long. Even I know that. I'm not pretending to be a baseball expert, but I know that, right? Like, what do the Rangers have to do? What has to happen for them to get back to the heights that they reached when they won the World Series?
They have to certainly stay healthy, that's for sure. Corey Seager is always hurt. You could pencil him in for 20 to 30 games missed a year, which kind of stinks, but it is what it is. You know, Jacob deGrom needs to stay healthy, of course. And I think those are the two big ones. They have to hit like they're capable of hitting. Some guys had down years last year that I think were kind of maybe fluky, maybe injury related, maybe just age related. Who knows? But they certainly have to hit. And I think a big thing for the Rangers is what's going to happen in the bullpen. Do Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker make instant impacts in the starting rotation? If they do, then that's great, and you can never have too much pitching. But do one of them move to the bullpen, and does one of them maybe end up closing games for the Rangers? Kind of would be interesting to think about. But so I think they need to stay healthy. They have to hit more consistently. And their pitching situation, especially what happens down late in the bullpen yesterday, especially yesterday, was a perfect example. Give them a 3-run homer to lose the game in the ninth inning. Like, they got to find somebody who's nails back there in the eighth or ninth inning.
How about the Astros? When we look at them as far as their season this year, has the window open and shut for this team as far as like?
Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not. The AL West is not super strong where you think like the Astros are out. They're not looking up at the Dodgers. They maybe are looking up at the Rangers, maybe. But like for all the Yankee talk about like doing well and pivoting without Soto, like the Astros did a nice little pivot without Kyle Tucker. Apparently this kid Cam Smith can really play. I've not watched him too much because it's hard to watch spring training, but I checked in on an at bat yesterday and he looked like a professional hitter. I think he didn't look overmatched. You know, the kid's what, 21, 22?
Yeah.
I think they've done well to like move the pieces around a little bit, and they'll be fine. Christian Walker is damn good. Like Isaac Paredes was tailor-made for the Crawford boxes. Those two guys will hit. If Alvarez is healthy, and we all know that his knees are kind of shaky, like they're formidable still. And the Astros will pitch, dude. I mean, the Astros will pitch. We know they'll pitch. Their starting rotation is dare I say, underrated.
What about the Red Sox?
Oh man, it's driving me crazy already.
Why?
They're good. I think
Really?
they're going to be good. I think the Red Sox are really, really good. Their one problem is going to be, again, what happens in the ninth inning. Not a lot of teams are really locked in deep in the bullpen. Like, what are we going to do in the 7th, 8th, and 9th? I'm not sure they really know yet. But them boys can hit, bro. Them boys can hit for sure.
Are we going to be able to do this with you like once a week now?
I'm so down. I'm so down.
All right, we're going to try. Let's try to do it Fridays.
All right, let's do it. We can do like a little weekly wrap if you want.
Yeah, I would like that a lot because
either Fridays or Mondays. Either Fridays or Mondays because we can do the wrap regardless.
You actually know what you're talking about, so that's nice.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think opening day was awesome yesterday. I thought it was awesome. We got some really good baseball. We got some excellent games. And if you're a psychopath like me, you actually stayed up and watched the Mariners and the Athletics. And like,
dude, where was that game?
What do you mean? Where was it?
Where was it? Was it
in Seattle?
So where are the A's playing this year?
Sacramento.
That's right. Okay.
At their AAA affiliate. Yeah.
That shit is crazy,
bro. Ridiculous, bro. Also, like all these weird Yankee players that have now ended up on other teams is like kind of like filling up my brain like an odd jelly donut because Luis Severino pitched on the A's yesterday.
Yeah, I saw he was on their roster.
Yeah. My favorite part of opening day, and not to be a slime bag Yankee fan, but I got to do it. My favorite part of opening day was Soto striking out to lose the game for the Mets. It was just, I don't ever, look, my motto is usually, I don't talk about the Mets. You guys are little brothers for a reason. But God, it was so, like, after all the things that have happened this year, I promise I didn't take the money. I promise I like the Mets family feel better. the Yankees are going to be good for 6 to 7 years. And then when Judge retires, who knows? The Yankees security guard kicked my family out. The Yankees wouldn't give me a private suite in Yankee Stadium included in my contract. It's like, dude, sayonara, dude. And then he struck out to end the game against Josh Hader 1 exact year after that game-winning base hit in a Yankee uniform against Josh Hader. It was just like, you could not have asked for a better opening day outcome than him.
We couldn't ask for a better spot from you today. We got to wrap because it's 11 o'clock. We got to get out of here.
All right, man. No doubt.
Nikki picked, baby. That's it. America's guest. He'll be back next Friday. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with one more bonus segment. All right, so we'll step aside. The Pete Sousa Show presented by Slovaceks. Back after this.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today. Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. EasySun has been living fearlessly under the sun since 2016. Born from sailors' need for convenient sun protection, our mineral sunscreen is crafted with natural ingredients offering broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB rays. Safe for your skin and the environment, stay protected on the go with EasySun, your ultimate sun care solution. Visit EasySun.com today. That's EEZYSUN.com. Stay connected no matter where you are with eSIM-X. Say goodbye to expensive roaming charges and physical SIM cards. With access to over 200 global carriers, we make mobile connectivity seamless and affordable for travelers worldwide. Join the future of communication today at eSIMX.com. That's ESIMX.com.
And now, back to our show.
All right, final segment here, the Pete Sousa Show. I want to give you some picks for tonight before we get out of here. We will start at the very end. What just happened, Scotty? Scotty's over there throwing tantrums. All right, so the last game, by the way, I dropped a glass and a thing that holds coasters last night. Both of them broke. I thought like Mercury was in retrograde or whatever the hell goes on when that happens. But no, it actually turns out I'm just a complete idiot. All right, we're going to start at the bottom. Houston and Purdue. 9 o'clock our time, 10 o'clock Eastern. I still can't get over how late these games start, but whatever. It's been like that since the beginning of time. Houston is an 8.5-point favorite. I like Houston. All right, Michigan and Auburn. This is just a recap. I like Auburn's an 8.5-point favorite. What are you looking at, Scotty? I got to make sure.
Just checking on some stuff. Trying to be a producer.
You're an amazing producer. All right, I like Michigan in that game. And then Tennessee and Kentucky. I like Kentucky. Actually, no, I like Tennessee. Tennessee 4.5. I like them. And then Michigan State and Ole Miss. I like Michigan State. Looking forward to some good college basketball. So pumped to be back here in the studio. Like I told you the other night, I am like fired up for the future of this show. To be back here in town, have basketball season over. We're locked and loaded. Also, the payoff with Pete is coming back. Get fired up about that. That's our Stories on Sobriety podcast, where I interview people who have stories of recovery. We're going to start doing that again in April. A lot of good stuff brewing over here. Make sure you like and subscribe. this podcast, hit that alarm bell, ding, ding, so we can tell you when we're doing crazy stuff, and you'll get all the content when we post clips and shorts and stuff. But presented by Slovacic's, Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, Crawford Austin Properties, Socorro Family Ford. Go to West, get a car. Go to Socorro Family Ford. We'll be with you next week on Monday. Enjoy the tournament and whatever else you decide to do this weekend. See you later.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. We are Rogue Media Sports.